Every year, thousands of travelers buy the Swiss travel pass, board the wrong train, get fined by the conductor, and spend the rest of their trip convinced the pass was overpriced. The problem was never the pass. It was the three things nobody explained before they left home. What follows is the briefing you should have received before you bought it. The Swiss travel pass is not simply a train ticket. It is a master key, but like any precision instrument, it rewards the people who understand how it actually works. Most visitors use perhaps 40% of what they have paid for. The travelers who use this system correctly spend less, see more, and never once stand in a ticket queue. The difference begins with a mistake almost everyone makes on day one. The single most common and most avoidable mistake Swiss travel pass holders make is boarding a premium scenic train without a seat reservation. Your pass covers the ticket cost on nearly every route in the country. But on specific trains, including the Glacier Express, the Bernina Express, and the Golden Pass Express, a separate seat reservation is mandatory. Without it, the conductor can and will issue an on-the-spot surcharge. This reservation costs between 15 and 30 Swiss francs depending on the route. It is not optional, it is not a suggestion, and it is not waived because you have a first-class pass. The SBB mobile app handles reservations in under 2 minutes. Book the evening before each journey, not the morning of. Popular carriages on the Bernina and Glacier routes fill days in advance, particularly in July and August. Miss the reservation window and you may find yourself on a slower regional train instead. There is a second reservation detail that catches even experienced travelers. Some panoramic trains split mid-route, carriages detach and continue to different destinations. If your reservation is for the wrong section of the train, you will be asked to move at the split point, sometimes mid-mountain with limited seating available. Always confirm your specific carriage and section number in the SBB app before you board, not after. With that discipline established, the pass begins to reveal its genuine advantages, and the first one almost nobody uses is hiding on the water. Most travelers purchase second class, assuming first class is a luxury they cannot justify. This is a costly assumption. On Swiss trains, the price gap between second and first class is surprisingly narrow when purchased as part of a pass. What you gain is not just wider seats. You gain quieter carriages, faster boarding, dedicated luggage racks, and on certain routes, complimentary newspapers and power at every seat. On the iconic panoramic routes, the Glacier Express, the Golden Pass, the Bernina, first-class carriages position you closest to the oversized ceiling windows. This is not a minor cosmetic difference. It is the difference between watching Switzerland and being immersed in it. The question serious travelers should ask is not whether first class is worth it, it is whether second class makes any sense at all. There is one more benefit almost nobody mentions. First class on Swiss intercity trains includes access to certain premium lounges at major stations including Zurich Hauptbahnhof and Geneva. These are quiet, climate-controlled spaces with seating and charging points, ideal for planning the next leg of your journey. First-class rail is only the beginning. What the pass does on the water is something else entirely. Switzerland has over 1,500 lakes. What most visitors do not realize is that the ferries crossing many of them are official public transport, and are therefore fully included in the Swiss travel pass at no additional cost. Lake Lucerne, Lake Thun, Lake Brienz, Lake Geneva, and Lake Constance all operate scheduled ferry services that function exactly like bus routes. This creates a remarkable opportunity. Rather than taking the direct train between cities, travelers who understand the ferry network can string together routes that no tour operator would ever sell you, because they take longer, and tour operators are not paid to give you more time. Arriving in Interlaken by ferry from Thun, watching the Bernese Alps reflect off the water at speed, costs you nothing beyond the pass you already carry. The insider move is to cross-reference the ferry timetables with your train times the night before, not the morning of. Swiss ferries run on precise schedules, and missing a departure by 2 minutes means waiting an hour. Build a 15-minute buffer at every ferry connection. The reward for that small discipline is a form of travel most tourists in Switzerland never experience. And the ferry network connects directly to something that changes the physical experience of the entire trip. Carrying a suitcase through a train system is optional in Switzerland. This is not common knowledge. The Swiss Federal Railways operate a door-to-door luggage transfer service called Rail Luggage. For a modest fee, well below the cost of a taxi, your bags are collected from your hotel in the morning and delivered to your next hotel before you arrive that evening. The practical effect of this is profound. You move through the country with only a day bag. You board trains faster. You explore cities without returning to drop bags. You take the cable car without calculating whether your suitcase will fit in the gondola. The Swiss designed this service because they understand that the greatest friction in multi-city travel is not the distance, it is the weight people carry with them. Book the transfer the evening before, not the morning of. Same-day bookings are rarely accommodated. Confirm that your destination hotel is within the delivery radius. Smaller mountain hotels occasionally fall outside it, though this is uncommon. There is a detail about the rail system that most travelers overlook entirely, and it is visible on every platform in the country. Swiss train stations are engineering in their own right. Every departure board tells you not just the platform, but the exact carriage positioning. First class, second class, bicycle storage, wheelchair access, and family zones are all marked before you board. The red and white target symbol on the platform tells you exactly where you are standing relative to the train sections. A traveler who understands this boards in under 30 seconds. A traveler who does not spends the first 2 minutes of every journey walking through carriages with a bag. On a 15-day pass, that 2-minute difference compounds into an entirely different relationship with the railway. There is also a timing detail on the departure boards that most visitors completely misread. Swiss trains do not show a platform number until approximately 7 minutes before departure. This is deliberate, it keeps the concourse clear rather than creating crowds at a single platform 30 minutes early. If you are watching the board and no platform is showing, you have not missed anything. Stand centrally, watch for the number to appear, then walk directly to the correct section marker. The same precision that governs the platforms governs the scenic train network, but not all scenic trains are equal. Not all scenic trains in Switzerland are equal. There is a clear hierarchy, and choosing incorrectly means spending the same reservation fee for a dramatically inferior experience. The Bernina Express, running from Chur to Tirano across the Rhetian Railway, is a UNESCO World Heritage route. It crosses 60 bridges and passes through 55 tunnels. This is the route serious travelers build the rest of their itinerary around. The Glacier Express between Zermatt and St. Moritz is slower, more famous, and consequently more crowded. It is also marketed more aggressively, which means its premium carriages fill earliest. The Golden Pass between Interlaken and Montrose is less discussed internationally but arguably more visually varied, moving from alpine meadows through vineyard terraces to the shores of Lake Geneva in a single journey. Match the route to the landscape you want, not to the brochure you were handed. There is a technical detail about the Golden Pass that almost no guidebook explains. Between Zweisimmen and Montrose, the train changes rail gauge, from standard to narrow track, without passengers disembarking. The carriage bogies are physically exchanged beneath the train while you remain seated. Switzerland performs this routinely, as a scheduled service. Knowing this before you travel means you will watch for it. Most passengers who experience it have no idea it happened. The same quiet generosity extends to the museum network the pass unlocks. The Swiss Travel Pass includes free entry to over 500 museums across the country. This is almost never the reason people purchase it, which means it is almost always underused. The Swiss Museum of Transport in Lucerne, the most visited museum in Switzerland, is fully included. Its collection spans early rail, aviation, space, and road transport across multiple buildings and an outdoor zone. Less known is that the pass also covers entry to the Château de Chillon near Montrose, one of the best preserved medieval castles in Europe, set directly on the shore of Lake Geneva. It covers the Olympic Museum in Lausanne, the Paul Klee Center in Bern, and dozens of regional folk museums that give context to the villages you pass through by train. The strategy that maximizes this benefit is simple: identify 2 or 3 museums near each overnight stop before you arrive, not on the morning. There are also museums that offer a 50% discount rather than free entry, typically the larger science and art institutions in Zurich and Basel. These are marked separately in the official pass benefits list on the SBB website. Download that list as a PDF before you travel. It is 40 pages long. Nobody reads all 40 pages, which is precisely why the travelers who do find opportunities that feel, in the moment, entirely private. That sense of private access extends to one final category of Swiss transport that most visitors never attempt. Switzerland moves people vertically as well as horizontally. The funiculars, cogwheel railways, and aerial cable cars that climb its mountain faces are among the most extreme pieces of transport engineering on the planet. The Pilotus Cogwheel Railway near Lucerne operates at a 48% gradient, the steepest in the world. The Stoos funicular holds the record for steepest funicular anywhere on Earth at 110%. The Swiss Travel Pass covers a selection of these ascents fully and provides 50% discount on others, including the Jungfraujocher approach from Interlaken, the Titlis from Engelberg, and the Rigi from Witznau. The key intelligence here is timing. Mountain transport in Switzerland operates in two distinct seasons with brief shoulder periods where services may be reduced. Travel in late May or early October and certain cable cars will be closed for maintenance. The strategy for mountain ascents is to travel up before 10 o'clock in the morning, before cloud cover builds on the summits. This is a documented pattern across the Alpine region. Swiss mountain railway operators publish average summit visibility data by hour on their websites. Most tourists arrive at noon. Traveling early means quieter carriages, clearer skies, and a summit that feels like it belongs to you. The entire Swiss system rewards exactly this kind of precision. Before you purchase the pass, run this brief check against your own itinerary. If you are staying in more than 3 cities, the pass almost certainly pays for itself on transport alone. If you are visiting one city only, a point-to-point ticket will likely cost less. If your route includes any panoramic train, at least one lake crossing, and 2 or more museum visits, the pass is not a convenience. It is the most financially rational decision you can make for that trip. Switzerland does not reward passive tourism. It rewards travelers who arrive with the right intelligence, who know about the reservation system before they board, who cross-reference the ferry timetables the night before, who reach the mountain summit before the clouds build at 10 o'clock. The Swiss Travel Pass, used with that understanding, is one of the most efficient frameworks in European travel. Sovereign Sites exists for exactly this kind of traveler. Subscribe now, your next destination is already waiting.